What we're going to show here today is when a Tennant T5 is throwing a throttle position code. So whenever you cycle the key on and you hear the contactors click, it's going to throw the error with the two lights blinking showing for the throttle code. We're going to show you guys how to replace the potentiometer. So open the recovery lid, and on the plate where the key switch is, we're going to remove the Phillips screws. And just pull the plate down and all the wires will be exposed. And on our case here, it was simply unplugged. We're going to still continue to show you how to replace a potentiometer. So this piece right here is actually the potentiometer, so you have to loosen up the plastic wheel, and there's an Allen key inside there, which is a 1.5 Allen wrench. Just loosen up the gear and that will slide right off. And from there you'll need a 13mm wrench to loosen up the nut. And it should come loose where you can spin it off by hand. And then the potentiometer will basically fall right out. So at this point would be a good time to turn the machine off, and then to get it into the settings where you can actually set the throttle potentiometer. You have to hold down the plus button on the brush control and then the minus button on the water control. Hold them down and cycle the key on, and when the contactor clicks on, it's going to go into the throttle mode where you can adjust the potentiometer. So going back in with the new potentiometer, you want to get it about finger tight, that way you can still adjust your potentiometer. Okay, and then we're going to plug the potentiometer back in. Okay, and now over here you're going to be looking at the battery light, and that is going to indicate neutral on the potentiometer. You're going to rotate the potentiometer either forward or backwards, and you just watch that gauge, and you're looking for a green light in the middle. See, I went past it, so I'm going to rotate it back forward until you find that center green light, and then you go ahead and tighten down the potentiometer. And then you can reinstall the plastic gear. And then you just want to tighten up that Allen screw. And then reinstall your plate. And then you can cycle the key off. And cycle your key back on. And your code should be clear and be able to drive the machine.